Hello everyone, this is Inku, also known as Incommunicado. This is the beginner Firerod tutorial since all the new tech came out and the routes changed so much. So I'm going to basically skip over all tech covered in like myth, all tutorials for Firerod, and basically only explain new movement, new routing, new skips found recently, and like I'm going to assume you know pretty much all there is to know about old Firerod routing and cover the new stuff basically. So we are going to jump right into it. I'm going to create a new file. So basically, also if you didn't know, this is the most recent patch of Firerod. If you did not know, you can download the ROM for Firerod, but you can also have it skip the intro. This is legal on the leaderboards of speedrun.com, and you can also have the patch that skips ink attacks from Big Octo. Okay, so you don't get any more RNG on Big Octo for no reason, since we never have to RNG manip this boss in Firerod. Okay, so set the text to fast. No soft reset here. I mean, no hard reset, because usually in a run you show the bias, but we don't care about that now. No soft reset because we are not doing any RNG manips at the start, and we're just going to start the game normally, go down the stairs. This is very usual, and we're gonna get to the castle very fast. I believe this movement is not shown in Myth tutorial. By the way, I'm going to refer to this tutorial pretty much all the time, so feel free to check it out if you haven't. It's great, you learn pretty much everything that there is to know about Firerod, and it basically covers the basics. So yeah, roll left, this is just doing the wraparound to Dompe. You exit, don't have to do a roll here, it is fine. You want to start holding, this is a sort of shortcut, like physical thing I do. During transitions, I start holding BR. You can see my inputs on the top left of the screen. I start holding B and R during transitions, so when I get control of Link, I can start pressing A and immediately start pasting tiles all around without having to try to press all three buttons at the same time and sometimes miss my inputs, okay? So you want to like go diagonal here. When you see this branch, this one on the tree, you want to start being just here under the branch, and then when you're one tile further, you can actually transition to the first possible transition tile to Hyrule Field. Copy this, and this is new tech, by the way. You are looking at the transition borders. This is like an invalid tile, so it skips all the way to 0 regarding what the Firerod understands, and you are going to do 6 to the right, and this is going to paste a layer 2 tile, which is immediately putting Link in layer 2, and I can basically just skim over all this big section and it is faster than walking, for sure. Also, just before I was actually wrong, the tile you get are of ID 0, so it's just that the layer 2 is 6 over that way. We just break these tiles to get to castle, because since we are on layer 2, these walls of the castle are blocking us from entering. So just enter, right? And we are going to get to the dojo immediately, skipping the intro. And this is like the very important new tech that was discovered in late 2025. We can actually skip the intro and still get a sword. I copy a few tiles here, making sure I delete this tile I'm looking at and replacing it with ground tiles, because if you get the grass patch here, you're going to get blocked by the ladder collision. So get into the ladder, go to the dojo, and you're going to see the magic happen. I'm going to light these torches. Basically, when you're looking at these torches, one left of them is a lit torch, okay? So this one, I just have to press left. I just have to copy, press left, release. That is enough to light it. This one, since I want to be looking at the torch, instead I do left, left, so I'm 1 over, and then I can do 1 right to look at it, and I'm in the right ID in order to paste it and light it. You then talk to this guy. Because he obviously won't bother teaching you anything if he can't see anything in his dojo. And he's going to give you a sword for free. I'm not going to use it right now because that's going to give me like an additional scroll. I don't want to spend time on that. But it's a sword for free, and we haven't even done the intro. We still get the sword and it works. The only downside that you have to remember for this is when I open up my menu, this sword does not exist. So be very careful with this. If you equip any item over the B button that is not the sword, you are going to erase it from memory. So no meddling with this until after Cave of Flame. Remember this. So I'm going to just go in the corner. This is new-ish movement when we transition down after moving a lateral transition. I can just do transition from the lower tile, like this height. I want to be on the lower half of this tile. Transition right this way, and so I can always, even if I'm blocked in the wall, I can always hit down, transition this way. I'm going to do the same stuff repeated, because here if I exit this way, I'm on Lake Hylia. I want to go into Minish Woods. I just do the same thing, exit, and roll down, and that's it. You may notice that there are no Octoroks in these Minish Woods. This is because we haven't done the intro. This is a very good perk of not doing the intro until very late after in the run. We don't get any monsters in our overworld and anywhere else, except required boss fighter, obviously. So I'm going to do the Ezlo intro as usual. This is nothing new. You copy water, and I do a sort of safer version of this where I copy all the way. I don't paste the water here. Instead, I just paste, hit this trigger by rolling into it, start the cutscene, and that's it. Wait for Ezlo to finish yapping, and we are going to get into Deeper Shrine. New enter here. You can look at this side of the entrance, start pasting, and quick cycle to the right until you hit the entrance. So just hold right and wait. You do have to be careful to do it on the lower side, lower half of the tile, in order to not like miss the entrance. Okay, so this is not covered in Myth tutorial. This is like rock wall boosting. You copy these tiles, so these are like sort of, how do I say that, like just diagonal facing tiles. This is basically the same except 2 left of the other ones, I think. So 1, 2, or not. Or maybe these are like closer. So if I go 1, 2, I get the other ones from this side. So these are like close to each other. So this is the same concept. So I'm going to look at these and do 20 to the left, and I'm going to get rock walls, okay? So these are rock walls, and since we don't have the grip ring, these push Link outwards very fast, almost the highest speed you can go in the game, and this is like a very fast way of traveling in the world, and we want to use that as often as possible when it's not too far away from tiles we have access to in the room. So you're going to see me move very fast, and then a shadow thing where when you continue pressing up is going to appear on the screen. It's basically Link wrapping back around the limits of the screen. So the screen's limit is like between some Y top and Y bottom, and when our coordinates go higher than the Y top limit, it gets like overflowed to the bottom, but our real coordinates are still counted like going up, and so we can actually lap the screen, get back onto the screen here, but we are still very high in the dungeon. So when we release every button and hit this left transition, we are actually transitioning to the topmost screen of Deeper Shrine. And yeah, I mean, I believe Link's shadow stuff is explained thoroughly in Myth tutorial, but this is like the faster way of doing it is by rock wall boosting. So just get into Caterpillar as usual. Shit. This is going to be a 3 cycle, surely. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Get a drop. This is standard, we just save and quit. Like usual. Here I do it again, I start holding B and R during the screen, the save file load. I can just roll up twice here after getting on layer 2. And we get to fight Green Chew. I'm going to skip over this bit because it's not really that interesting and nothing really has changed. So just make sure you don't equip Guzja on B. Remember to just press A. Here I'm just moving upwards because I know that I'm going to hit the Green Chew regardless. And for phase 3, I make sure I'm high up enough so I can do the damage boost in order to do the rest of the fights in like the center of the room. Okay. Turbo this part. Da-da-da-da. And now we are on our way to Cave of Flames. Here again, make sure you equip Firerod on A. Not that you would ever need to equip it on B, of course, but... Skipping the ladder here. Yeah. Nothing's changed about this fight. You just have to execute it quickly enough, and that's fine. Here you can look at this wall, and this is like the newer strat, and it's almost as fast, even if not faster than the old get a ledge style strat. You just look at this wall, start fast cycling and hold B the moment you cross the first lateral angle from the hole of Gyorg. Oh. This fight is again pretty straightforward. We just realized that lots of people were doing it from the side. You can just hold B and R again and start the fight by going upwards. When you reach the inside of Gyorg's neck, stop just right then and there, and you can just have a safe spot to wait in for the invulnerability to run out, and you're good to go basically. Here, same stuff. I just wait for him to finish spitting fire. And the fight's over. GG's. Okay, now finally our hurdle of holding the imaginary sword has ended, because we are going to be gifted the green sword from Mellory. So we can equip this. These are the best equips for the next screens. Go to Mellory, let him give us a sword for free. Oops. Here. I think this is covered in Myth video. Just transition here. Hit this. Copy this to become Minish. Our next equip is a sword in order to do the bow fights. And I think this is a new movement for bow fights. So you roll down once here. You stay in like the center of the tile. You don't move left and right. You copy this, get off screen, do one roll right, one up to get to the top of the screen, and just hold right. You'll get the automatic transition to the next screen without being soft locked, and you can roll right until you reach this chest. Be very careful, of course. You're going to be soft locked if you go past this screen, because you can't go back after this one. 4, copy, get to the chest, get the kinstone. 1, 1, 1, and here on this camera, like lock back on Link, you can mash pause, profit off of that to equip sword, roll 4 times if you're feeling like really zesty. You can just roll 3 times, it's fine. Do the bow fight. This was actually very good. Honestly impressed with the RNG there. Go outside. And here there's a new layer 2 setup. We can do get this swamp water that is just under Link. You can absolutely get it by just not moving at all after becoming big again. You can just press A whenever you get control of Link. Press right, you'll get an invalid tile. This can get you a layer 2 tile at any moment. You just have to get it. Press right 5 times. And you have layer 2. By the way, this is really funny. This is an ice tile, just to the right of the swamp water. If you don't do it like properly, you might end up moving too much to the right and end up putting your layer 2 tile in the thorn over to the right. You can avoid that by just pressing down before releasing. Just like, okay, I'm just going to delete this layer 2 tile and show you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm kind of stuck. I don't want to put my layer 2 tile on this thorn, so I'm going to press down, and that's it. Okay, after rolling a bunch, I want to basically end up on this, around this patch of bushes here. I want to be to the left of this third bush. Delete the transition border, go outside, roll down once, and I should be in the middle of this bridge. Do the softlock prevention again. And here we are in Hyrule. Okay. Alright, so Hurdy Skip has gotten some new fancy tech that is very cool to pull off, so I'm going to show it off. You just take, as usual, a patch of grass that you walk on. Make sure you don't walk on some other grass afterwards. This is done by just making sure you're close to that entrance of the house and slide against this wall. These two tiles are like wall invalid tiles that you can't respawn on, so it's fine. And here's Link looking at the house's walls, and I want to copy this, press right 5 times, just like for layer 2 tiles. I just put a ladder tile, which is also a tile that's helpful for transitions. So this is still going to transition me to the inside of the house. And I'm going to put another one by doing a little tap downwards so I can get blocked by the other tile I'm sitting on. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how is Link not moving too much to the right? This is because he still has the top right collision blocking him from going too far to the right. So I'm able to still paste this other ladder tile on the green grass patch. I just reset my position, my respawn on. Once this is done, basically the next time I drown or the next time I'm inside walls and I can't, like, I have to respawn, Link is still going to get respawned on the ladder tile even if the grass is gone. So now I want to get to layer 2, okay? I'm going to take this ladder tile, and since it has no texture inside of Hyrule, this is going to count as an invalid tile. So I can cycle 5 times to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, paste it downwards. I get to layer 2. And I can just roll my way to the cutscene spots. Like, all of these air tiles on layer 2 are invalid to respawn on, so I have no issue just rolling over to this spot. I still have to do one more thing, is get this tile from the house. This tile also counts as a correct tile. Like, this is still like rooftop tiles. I can get it, and when I hit the cutscene trigger, I can press B and release immediately, and I'm going to walk into these rooftops tiles and get TP'd back to where I did my setup. So just like that, I go down, press B. Get TP'd, and this is going to be even faster of a cutscene because I can just get the bag, walk into the house. I don't even have to do the confirm text box thing. And yeah, that's new Hurdy Skip. It's really fucking cool, and I hope people start doing this setup more. Fuse with this guy, you can hold A on this screen to get the fastest fuse possible. Speed this up. I'm going to get to Sword Master. And once I'm done learning, I can do the rest of the route. And from then on, this is going to look pretty standard. We are going to do, of course, this is the beginner route, so we are going to do Octo into Gyorg afterwards. So let's do Octo, of course. Just do this like in the tutorial. Slide. And okay, that's fine, I'm stuck. Get into Temple of Droplets. Can slide here. And this is another good use of rock wall boosting. I'm going to paste some ground tiles from this side here until I reach this spot. So basically I just like get these, move a little bit to the right, and then okay, not exactly like this. Let me actually do this again. I make sure to do this, so move right until you get to this spot, move up. And what you want to preserve is this tile to the left, so that Link doesn't go too far left. We want to be as close to the right edge of the screen as possible. And we want to preserve this tile with the ice lance on it. So I'm going to look at this, and 4 to the left is actually rock walls. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the downwards version because there's 2 types of rock walls. And this one pushes me down. So I just do B to paste them and go down until I see my shadow again. So 1, and I see my shadow. So I can just go here, start taking air tiles in order to move to this spot that you see my shadow in. Once this edge is deleted, I can roll up, go right to transition right, and I end up in the green, the blue electrical choo-choo room. Only problem now is that I'm still on layer 2. How do I get back down? This is done by placing yourself on this big ice spike thingy, looking up to the other small icicle, pressing A and B, and start fast cycling to the right until you reach about before the lever, basically. So this here should put me on layer 1, because at some point I hit some ledge tiles that did a very fast tumble animation onto layer 1, and I'm back on layer 1, and that's fine. I can fight the boss, everything is good. Let's do it. So take advantage of the downtime. It is fine to create the path. This is a small optimization you can do at the start of this fight. and we are going to do the same usual routine. Nothing really new. Ah shit, okay. I miscounted my... Okay, that's fine. Okay. Now, get to Octo. Here I want to do this menu. And do the standard fights. Ah, damn. Okay, I missed a cycle. I was checking something. That's fine. He's going to suck me one more time there. That's okay. We lose a little bit of time, but that's really fine. So here we are going to see Octopatch in action, so no fear of any possible ink attack here. I'm just free to do this. Okay. Be mindful of the Ezlo trigger here that we haven't hit yet. Let the king talk to us. Okay, this was not the best menu. Basically, here you have this, and you want to do BA on Firerod, so this to keep your sword on. And here, instead of just walking by pasting tiles, there's a small, kind of risky strat I do. It's look to the right to get this water tile, and do 3 to the right to get rock walls again. And you are going to do like a quarter second of rock wall boosting, basically. So get this, do for 3 right, 1, 2, 3, and do a quarter second of sliding. Whee! And there I am. I can just enter this, and here we are. Here you just want to do the usual softlock prevention, whichever you like. I like to do a roll here, get this, do 1 right, and hold R to slide against the collision, and I can just do this transition smoothly, and that's fine. Here we see that game state is still in like festival mode, as I like to call it. You of course want to avoid getting into troublesome cutscenes. Enter the castle, get on layer 2 here because there is a new... that's, I mean, a small improvement that you can do. No, actually, wait, this is not the time to do intro yet, so I'm just going to scrap that and get outside, re-enter castle. So, okay, back on track again. We are here to get our clones. So get the clones. This is for Gyorg, obviously. Unless you want to do the hard Gyorg routes with the manip. But you do have to learn the entire manip, which is pretty difficult at the time. At the very least, it's not beginner level, of course. So this is very usual. We just do this 2 times and get to Palace of Winds. Oh, damn. Say okay. Be careful to not hit the cutscene again here. And get to Wind Tribe the usual way. Get this corridor's tiles and get into Palace of Winds. And this is going to be most likely new movements. So there's a heart day here. You can always remember that in case you're short on health for whatever reason. Basically delete these collisions. Do 6 upwards rolls and then 8 or 9 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mash pause. And here's an upgrade compared to the old route. There's no Stalfos here, there's no Gibdo, so nothing to bother us. We can do a rock wall boosting in peace. So yeah, these, you must have guessed, are the same like diagonal tiles as in Deepwood Shrine. So this is 18 to the left. So get this, copy, so you get stuck on the left side, so you don't move too far left. and then do 18 left. So I like to do 5, 5, 5, and 3. Do the tiles. This is going to get us to move upwards, and we want to move far enough upwards so we get near the pre-Gyorg room. So we are going to see Link's shadow lap over the screen 8 times, and then we are going to do some more movements. So I'm going to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to go a little bit more upwards and hold up. And once I just see this 8th shadow pass by, I'm going to count a little less than half a second and stop. So just like that, just add a tiny bit of up movement to that, and you should be fine. I release every button. I'm still looking upwards, by the way, so I'm looking at invalid rock walls tiles. I say invalid because they have no texture in this dungeon, and I'm going to get them and get a layer 2 tile once again, so by doing 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I press B, I roll once, I mash pause. Okay, that's an example of how it could fail. So if you don't move upwards far enough, you're going to end up in this spot. And basically you want to be far enough to, I mean the north, whatever, so that you get into the other room. So I'm just going to do the transition, and you want to get into this room instead. And you'll be on this room on layer 2, and that's going to be okay. You're going to be rolling in the air until you reach the tornado, and that's just fine. So reach Gyorg. We have clones now, everything is easy. And start Gyorg, do the usual fights, and move on. Oh damn. Okay, this is really bad. I'm sorry. Gyorg enjoyers. Okay, fixed it. That's fine. This time, don't fall. Ah, damn. Okay. Was able to do a little bit of cloneless here to gain a little bit of time. and then we move on to get to Vaati. So here's a little added bonus. We haven't done the intro yet. That's alright, but we do have to do it now. Because if we don't, Vaati is not going to spawn. And that's bad, because we want to do the final boss to be able to finish the game. So let's do the intro. This is a new strut. Basically, we look at these in-between stairs tiles. So these wall/doorway tiles, these two are basically the same. You can look at either. And depending on how comfortable you feel moving to the right and getting in front of this stairway, you can adjust, take whichever position you like, and cycle 5 times to the right. There's lots of 5s in this run, so get used to counting to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah. Get to Zelda. Two, 4, 5. Get into there. Oh, okay. This is actually really bad, so I'm grateful that happened. So instead of doing that here, I'm just going to paste some tiles here and avoid this cutscene instead of starting the very long intro cutscene of Vaati winning the festival. So get into this room. We are still on layer 2, by the way. And here's a fun little trick you can do to skip rolling down after this cutscene. So our aim is to just TP back to the bottom right of that room where we entered from, and skip like 2 to 3 seconds of movement. So nothing really big, but it's fun to watch. So I try to do it every time because I like to do it. So you can look at this big pillar thing, copy it, and enter the cutscene while holding the tile. You want to press B to start pasting it around you, and when Link is going to start moving towards the king, one left input to the left of the tile you're currently holding is walls. So you want to paste walls around Link, so when he becomes tangible again after the king's finished talking to him, you'll get TP'd back to the bottom. So basically the cue is you see Link start walking, you release R, you press left, and when Link stops, you release every button. So this goes like this. And that's it. I TP'd. I'm back down, but Smith is going to do the same movements, still giving me the map, and I can just exit here, and that's it. And now we're free to start doing Vaati. But of course not before doing the usual full sword cutscene. So just fusing the wind elements. Skip this. I already watched this a billion times. And just do the exit again. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, up. Roll here, because I can. Paste one right here to get fast stairs. Break this to get onto layer 2. And this is like a newer strat to get into Vaati quicker. We want to get on layer 2 here by just being popped back above the wall, so that you can then delete the transition to my left, do the same thing I did before but reversed, so 6 left again, 1 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go up, transition, and here I'm on layer 2 in front of doorway tiles, so I just do look at the right one, press AB and then just hold left, because the tile to the left of this is just a transition tile, so that we can get into Vaati and begin the final fight of the run. So nothing really new about Vaati. One thing I sort of tested a few months ago was trying to block Vaati into doorway tiles, because he's still an entity and you can actually block him as long as he does not teleport. But yeah, that's very short-lived, because if he TPs, and that's just game over. I mean, that's all the effort for nothing. Okay. Oh, come on. No way. Vaati 2 is again the same stuff, no new improvement for him. These days I try to copy a little bit less of these clone tiles, because I know I don't need as much of them anymore. Come on. Okay. Oh damn. Okay, he's kind of blocking my path. That's fine. So I can just go above. Okay, nice. Oh, that was a nice cancel. Okay. Be wary of... Yeah, see, this is why you clone in a line here. This is because if you get a very pesky movement from Vaati 2 here, you still don't lose your clones, because they are flat and they're not going to be pushed into the transition tiles. 4, 5, 1, 2. 1, 2. Get into Vaati 3, and that's basically going to be the end of the run. If you stayed this far, by the way, thanks a lot for watching, and yeah. Ah, oops. So yeah, there's new improvements here you can actually do to... I don't actually remember whether this is covered in Myth tutorial or not, but you can definitely block these eyes by just copying transition tiles and just bullying them. And yeah, that's the end of the fight. Okay. Oh no, electric. Thank you, Vaati. Oh, very long path here. And that's it. And that's GG's. And yeah. Okay, then that's all the tutorial. Once again, make sure you watch Myth tutorial on how the Firerod works and the first Sword Route tutorial to really understand the basics of it. And once you feel like you know enough about the mechanics of it, you can watch this and do almost the fastest route there is currently, and that's going to be well more than enough to do really good times on the current Firerod leaderboard. So yeah, enjoy your runs, enjoy learning, and peace out. See you. Thanks for watching again. Bye bye.